Well, I'm never wrong.
Okay.
But why is it so hard to admit that in relationship? I was trying to explain this to my husband over the weekend. I said, babe, I'm never wrong. Like, just listen to me. So Dr. Levak is here to tell us, why do we have a hard time to say, I'm wrong, I'm sorry?
We are wired. We're actually wired to not disturb our self-image. There was an amazing study done by a social psychologist. He joined a group of people who believed the world was going to end at 4 in the morning on a particular day. The group gave away, sold their houses, gave away their possessions, collected themselves at a house, waited 4 o'clock for a flying saucer to take them away. When it didn't happen, the people who'd given up the most actually believed they were just saved and it was going to happen again. So once we're invested in a belief, once we're invested in a particular opinion, very hard for us to admit we're wrong. So it's kind of human to have some difficulty with it.
You're all in, so you might as well keep going.
Exactly.
Why is it harder to admit you're wrong to your significant other, say your husband or your wife, versus at work? You're like, I made a mistake, sorry, let's do the report another way. But when you're at home, it's like,
Isn't that amazing?
Even though you know you're wrong sometimes. Like, you know you're wrong.
Even though you know you're wrong, it's so hard to say. People are afraid that if they say they're wrong, that their spouse later on will say, well, remember last week you just fought for that position and you were wrong. I'm right this time. Or that if you admit you're wrong, you lose respect or power. The opposite is true. If you admit, I was wrong about that, you actually get more respect.
That's true.
People,
that's true.
And what I see is relationships get competitive with each other, trying to prove, see, you were wrong, because you tried to show I was wrong. Very bad for a marriage, shall we?
You listening to that? Okay, but are there things that people have a harder time admitting to, like they're wrong? Are there little things? Are they big things? Are there certain topics that you have a hard time?
I've looked at that. I don't think there's any one particular topic. Like, one thing is directions. Now that we have, you say
that, and I was just in this situation on Saturday. I said, babe, why are you not going that way? The freeway is right there. And then he's like, well, why are you telling me I'm wrong? Just sit down and let me drive.
And then eventually,
a little too much insight info.
But when that happens, it's very difficult he will eventually say, well, I wasn't really wrong. I was thinking of this other way to go.
Yes.
And it's much better for marriage if we can say, babe, I was wrong about that.
That's what I told him.
I know.
I told him to say that, but obviously, like you're saying today, it's just hard for people. Do women have a harder time saying that they're wrong than men? Is there a difference?
I think men have a tougher time. Maybe
you think so?
Yeah, maybe. But what do you think, Raul?
Probably.
Maybe believing that if I am wrong, you'll respect me less, and you'll respect me more if I'm able to say I'm wrong when I'm wrong. The thing to do is, if anybody does say, I was wrong about that, say thank you for that.
The person that's accepting the... Okay, say thank you for saying that.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. And then model it next time you go out of your way to say I was wrong.
Some people just have a hard time admitting because they hold themselves a certain standard. They think that others view them a certain way where you can't be wrong.
Exactly. And in fact, when somebody, look at our political system, right? Neither person can admit they're wrong. They're afraid it'll be rubbed in their face. They're afraid that they'll be humiliated. And it's actually a very freeing thing to be able to do that. I agree.
And that's because people, like in the case of the politicians, people expect them to be perfect.
There you go.
And there's no such thing as perfection. That's all we know. Dr. Levak, thank you.
I'm wrong.
I'll be back on the couch with this guy.